part of being effective is to know that you're going to mess up. So to be effective and to be able to pick up the pieces and continue and apply what you've learned is to know that you're going to make a fool of yourself. You're going to make a royal mess of things and it's going to feel uncomfortable. You're going to look back and you think, what was I doing there? Don't hold on to it. Let go of it. I use the tap in, release and let it go, release and let it go. Let it go. I'm not infallible. Let it go. Peace and move on. Now, there are loads of things that you can do right now. There's loads of options open to you, loads of different avenues that you can take. But there are one or a group of those avenues that you could take that is most in alignment with who you are, who you truly are. And when you take that avenue, you walk down that path, you'll start to feel better because you'll be yourself. It feels great to be yourself. It doesn't mean that life is without challenges. There's always going to be challenges, but when those challenges appear, you don't fall into self-sabotage. You know that it's there to expand and to evolve you. So challenges still come into my life, but I don't fall into the addictions that I used to fall into that would just make it worse. I've been reading this book by Nathaniel Branden, The Art of Living Consciously, the power of awareness to transform everyday life. And I've read the first 2 chapters, and Nathaniel's talking about the ways in which we avoid. And it's our responsibility to direct our thought and to bring the level of consciousness that is appropriate to the task at hand. Now, he tells the story of how he used to constantly spill his coffee on the carpet, and that would send his wife crazy because he was doing this for 17 years. He would have this habit of spilling coffee, and he would even be baffled by himself. It's like, well, I don't want to spill the coffee, and yet I still managed to spill this coffee. So they raised the stakes. They made a bargain whereby every time he spilt coffee, he'd have to pay his wife $500. Now, once they'd raised the stakes and $500 was at stake, he found a solution. He realized that all he had to do was not fill the cup right up to the top, and that would eliminate the problem. So he just started filling it not all the way to the top. So once the stakes had been risen, he changed. He found a solution. So raising the stakes for me has been to contemplate what I stand to lose, what I stand to miss out on if I don't take responsibility for certain areas of my life. Because everything we do it because we believe it's going to bring us closer to pleasure and away from what we perceive to be painful. But sometimes we label the things that are going to actually push our lives forwards, we label them as painful. And we don't take action on them, and things don't change, things don't evolve, things don't transform. Nathaniel says, one of the meanings of living consciously is pay attention to what works and do more of it, and try to understand the principles involved. And also pay attention to what doesn't work and stop doing it. So I was sat out in the garden and I had a choice to make. I was contemplating, what should I do next? And I reminded myself of the studying, the papers in the background, that I've been telling myself for months I'm going to take up the papers and take a look. And I remembered what Nathaniel had been talking about, the ways that we avoid. I grabbed the papers, I did it, and I felt responsible. I felt like an adult. I felt like I'd matured. And it really impacts on our self-image. And when we have the self-image that is in alignment with the us that we truly want to be, it gives you that boost in self-esteem. Are you happy with what you did? Self-esteem is very much built upon self-image and the way we live our lives. Are you happy with the way you live in your life? Are you happy with the results you are generating from your behavior and your attitude? Now, we don't change by beating up on ourselves and feeling bad about what we did. Guilt is I did something wrong. Shame is I am wrong in some way. We make changes by acceptance, finding self-acceptance. We're not perfect, we're not infallible. We will make foolish mistakes, and sometimes we had to walk that path of being the fool in order to learn. So I had to be really honest with myself, and I had to be honest with the ways in which I'm being passive. And this is something that Nathaniel talks about also. He says, passivity as a policy leaves us feeling incompetent in the face of too many of life's challenges. And I really resonate with that because a lot of things, they remain dormant in the background, like my papers and other things that I need to take care of. It's like having a desktop that is full of all this software that you're not using and it's taking up RAM. Take care of all those things that you've been repressing and putting off. It's going to free up so much space, and that's going to start to affect your energy, your clarity, what you perceive to be possible for you. The gist of this video is to encourage you to look at the areas you might be avoiding. Dig it out, look at it, even if just for 15 minutes. It will have an impact on your self-image, and it just allows you to take back some control so that your ego isn't dictating to you what you'll do throughout the day. Hope you got something from that. Catch you later, guys. Peace.